Hello. Hello, hello. Let's see if OBS gonna die on me. When I get to this freaking part. Like, one of the best parts that I love about this game, and OBS like, yeah, no, frick you. You don't get that at all. No. Hey, it's me. Let me switch it over. There we go. Oh, what the heck? Ba, ba, ba. I have like the... So, for this part, I want to hide, oh, maybe I should... Oh, wait, frick. Where is... Oh, I turned off stream alerts. Oh, dang. Okay, so I guess I had stream alerts and stuff off. Where's the chat box? Okay, my alerts are off to the side for some reason. Chat box is right there, which I think is fine. Chat's fine. Where it is. I didn't even, aw, man. Hey. But what was I on about? Oh yeah, I have like the, my PNG tuber and like the little charms hidden. Cause I want to just show this whole, nonsense in its purest form, minus the 10 mouse I have. Let's see if I remember where we're at. Yeah, we were right here. Moments before disaster. But not really. Let me make sure. Yeah, wait. This is like one of my favorite parts of like this case. And there is a lot of lore that gets dropped here. And we're not even at the final game. We're not even at the final case. Like, this is the freaking 4th case, but this adds in a bunch of lore and stuff. And what I've been holding in for months, for almost a year now, I think. Yeah, for almost a year now. Actually, it would have been a year, because my brother and I finished the game around November, I think. No, it's December, because, yeah. Okay. Let's go to the suite. Let's have some tea and relax, you know? If you were here last time and you saw what happened, no you didn't. That didn't happen. That Chronicles did not happen. We gotta ignore.
Mit dem Schwarzbiergebot brodelt wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt, ach Hopfen deine Wut.
Even this still kills me. Okay. Make of the situation as you will. What do you think happened here? What on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream?
Den ersten Streich. Alle Seiten des
Make of the situation as you will.
Berries weh ohne
Ah, no, it's an old German folk song. Rather a fine rendition, I think. That's the least of my concerns. Iris? Oh, Iris? Iris, what's the matter? Who's that sprawling, I mean, that relaxed gentleman over there? He's dead! No! Iris, is she even listening? I mean, for someone who's dead on the couch, Iris seems to be just kind of like not saying a peep about it. Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you whilst you're singing so merrily, but would you be kind enough to explain the situation? Well, that worked. A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. What? Taposition? What? And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices too. We get our dance of deduction, boys! Yeah! Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Even Iris is like, ah, frick, I'm cooked now. The strains of reasoning within me are playing with the what? The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia. Oh yes, yes it is. Whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying to desperately conceal, Iris. She's turned as white as a sheet. So as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter. And by the time my own brief performance is over, I feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale. So then, to Musicland, where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray, do enjoy Herlock Sholmes' latest Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. The Great Deduction. Man's identity. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language. As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when asked to desist. I can't freaking speak. So, why is the man here at all, and in such apparently high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirits soar and resulted in his joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. Honestly, that's oh, you can see the charms on your backpack. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in his state of elation. No, show. Oh. Now, to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman enabling himself so thoroughly of the seat? Or settee? I don't know. As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gostrich Sigmund von Ormstein. Tea party go wrong. We need to make that. Tea party gone wrong, not clickbait. Oh no, it's the freaking Mr. Gotts' father or something. The King of Germany. If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question that mask belongs to the King of Germany. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch indeed, wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? Even Iris is like, yeah, I don't know what he's on about, like... So the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the great exhibition. Yeah, we met the guy. The King of Germany! Girl's silence. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason of your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. A £5 note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some spending money to exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. What the And now the final piece of the puzzle. What's the secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah yes, we need only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favorite coffee cup. It appears that His High-Spirited Highness broke in the midst of his hijinks, which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me. I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement. That's a bit of a stretch. To hide the coffee cup. Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. He's so upset. Absolute cinema.
Wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir
With your silence as well, the fellow's jovial wobbling rather rings in the ears, does it not? Mr. Sholmes, I must say something does rather trouble me. Pray, Mr. Sato, do tell. Hello, Isaac. His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived. Ah, and you haven't said a word either, Iris. Oh, Iris. If Mr. Sholmes has it all right, you might as well own up to it now. Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit. And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. Yet another grievance, Mr. Naruhodo? Surely not. Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany, it was the King of Bohemia. Goodness, was it? It's going good. Going good. How are you doing, Isaac? Ah, frick, he's dead. The heck is stretch time? What? Oh, that's so, I can, like, stretch a little bit, because I'm shrimp mode, like, 24/7. I have to remind myself, oh yeah, I gotta stretch. Yes, that's quite true. Master Gotz, the prince, testified to that in court. In his words, I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal. Me quickly going to twitter.com, calling out Mr. Mr. Sholmes. Holmes' title, A Scandal in Bohemia. Scandalous. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that it's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in. Yes, even Mr. Sholmes is willing to admit he might be slightly wide of the mark this time. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious scene. The one truth is incontrovertible. My favorite coffee cup is no more. So, shall we embark again? On the joint presentation of Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Bohemian Rhapsody. Get such apparently high spirits. I'm sorry, like, the way she looks at the camera like, huh? So, what? It's a mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing. That's a fricked up, like, Truth serum. I'm gonna save it here. The gasp. Goodness, I should like to try some. And I'd like to hear singing. But this man, just how long does he intend to keep up with that tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stuck still the entire time. And if you look closely, his lips aren't moving either. So I'm not sure what's actually responsible for the spirited singing. But I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze. What a camera angle to have me at? What the Sir? You good? We know this mask. Oh, you're right. So, does that mean... No, surely not. It couldn't be. Could it? No, it's most definitely not him. Oh no, of course it's not. Thank goodness. But then, why is this gentleman now wearing it? I'm afraid once again, I really have no idea. The gramophone. Wait, this is a gramophone. It's still rarely seen in our own country. The sound certainly appears to be coming from the horn. But machine singing? That can't be right. Science and technology are changing the world rapidly, Mr. Naruhodo. What's right is changing too. It's too much for my brain. But at least we found our answer. Ah, frick, nope, I didn't press T. The reason for the man's mildly irritating wobbling is revealed by the gramophone. Look at this Ryunosuke! Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into obscure folk song when making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. Nah, he's dead. Ah, thank God. The music seems to have stopped now. I ask you, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Why would I have purchased a recording of that... gibberish? I think you might have been drunk off of, like, Iris's tea or something. How should I know? Well, never mind. On with the deduction. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself too thoroughly of the seat? The King of Germany. Although we've already established that he was actually the King of Bohemia, it seems Mr. Shums intends to persist with his Germany theory for some reason. Does he want to go there? Like... Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he? Master Gotts, the boy whom you had in tears. Imagine they start playing Daisy Bell in this game. By the way, I found it originates from the UK. That'd be funny as heck. That'd be amazing. The boy whom you haven't. Don't remind me, or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably, anyway. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king. No, that's right, as we well know, because we can identify the true owner of this mask. Where is he? Yeah. Actually, wait, I want to look here. Cause I was like trying to remember, like, okay, yeah, Mariah's 19.
Take that!
Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to Kazuma Sogi. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. I really wonder how he made money, like, in the last 10 years. Only you could try to make that sound positive. Kazuma's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days, though that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it is now a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lift the mask and peer beneath it. Holy frick. I don't believe it. Oh! Father! I'm afraid, Mr. Sato. No, I think not. Oh, what did he say? I'm afraid, Mr. Sato, you must be What the? No, I think not, Mr. Sholmes. Then it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. This mysterious visitor is my unconscious father, Yujin Mikotoba. Logic and reasoning, or just looking insane? Yujin Mikotoba. So how is this gonna go from here? Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable... Yes, you young Iris. But you're apparently unexpected... Oh. So that's a 5-pound note poking out from Iris's knapsack, is it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most of the money that we encounter is coin form. I know. I'm not even sure if we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we? But anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris's silence. He certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris's silence, I suppose. Now I have Daisy Bell just stuck in my head. I can't. Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different. Dude's just freaking... This metal chest, it contains important documents, doesn't it? Yes, details of all the cases Mr. Sholmes has worked on over the years. Written out by Iris's father, if I'm remembering correctly. Iris insists that the chest is kept locked at all times. She never once shown me inside. Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose. And entirely irreplaceable. But look at it now. Oh my goodness, the cat. Hold on. The catch is unlocked for once. Alright, hold on. Okay, okay. Cat knocked over, like, some cleaning supplies. I was able to pick it back up. Nothing was spilled, thankfully. Oh, what the heck? Okay. The catch is unlocked for once. So it is. That's hard to ignore. Very. I've never seen that chest unlocked before, and all the time we've been staying here at Baker Street. Oh, Iris. What, like, is there anything else I can look at? What's in the knapsack? Now I think about it, Iris always wears a little bag on her back, doesn't she? Yes, that's right, though it's easy to forget about it because you can't see it from the front. There are 2 little felt dolls attached to it as well. Are there? I had no idea. I don't remember ever seeing them before. I love the glasses on her head. Yeah. I love the character design in this game. Like, they really thought of everything. Is it possible there's always a 5-pound note poking out from her bag that I just haven't noticed before, too? I couldn't say with absolute certainty, but I think it's unlikely. Oh, poor Iris. Okay, yeah, it's the chest. They all have something I don't. A sense of fashion. No! No.
Take that!
Ah, frick, my mic. Why was my mic muted? What is that? What do you say? The one could say my Mega Charizard EX long sleeve is absolute fire. Heck yeah. The reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation, for upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest's appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Are you guys ready for this? Here we go. No! Hurley, don't! Oh! Oh! Mr. Sholmes! Oh my god! He's dead! He's dead! Holy frick! Herlock Sholmes dead! He's like live on air, Herlock Sholmes died because of punch to the gut and hit the ceiling. Absolute cinema. Never! She's saying that as if, this dude's immortal, like he's a god. Like, yeah, he lives forever, man. Oh, Harley, I told you not to open it. So you found your voice now, Iris. In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is... This is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform with Mr. Sholmes, isn't it? He's dead now too! Crab rave! Dance on his corpse. Man, we lost 2 detectives, man. This is a sad day in London indeed, guys. Can we get an F in the chat for Herlock Sholmes dying? And Yushin Mikitopa? Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm gonna have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so... You mean you don't actually know the answer yet, despite that knowing point of the finger before? Mr. Sato, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. Oh, well, if you say so. I think we'd better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. I will say, This is freaking hilarious. Like, this is more funny to me than you'll know until, like, I get to the mom of this. Oh, holy frick! I can see the other side of the room! I'm gonna look at the room real quick. There's a door there, door there. I think that's the stairs, it looks like, over there. But other than that, Iris, what you got there? That's a key she's holding. Look, I'm sure that wasn't in her hands before, was it? No, you're quite right. It's appeared as if by magic. That's strange. A big old iron key. Where did it materialize from? What was the... Rosner sounds now is... Wait, what the fudge? What? Oh! Wait, what the fudge? I never noticed this. Like, why couldn't Iris open her mouth the whole time? Wait, why? Where's the freaking... Why is there a hint now? For some reason, this knapsack really is standing out as suspicious to me today. Oh, is it? It's quite sizable enough for a sizable secret. That's what I say. Perhaps it is, but we certainly can't open it up to look inside without Iris' permission. No, you're right. Who knows what might pop out and punch us? There's another freaking boxing glove just stuck in there. Hold on, wait. Oh, I love how flat that freaking, like, skeleton is. Oh, there's Queen Victoria. Alright. Ah, frick.
Take that!
Yes, the real reason for your silence till now is that key behind your back. When Mr. Sholmes was thrown into the air before... Slow-mo. Just before you called out to try to stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hands. No doubt the key to the chest. You're so clever, Runo. So now it becomes clear, thanks to Mr. Sholmes' graphic demonstration, he freaking died, bro. We can well imagine what happened here. But... Professor Mekitoba also opened that metal chest only to be punched into the air. And land sprawled onto the seat. But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf? And the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Kazuma-sama's mask? Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Consider how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place. When Professor Mekitoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him inside, the mask was flung into the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. And the teacup's journey through the air ended when it caught on the unconscious professor's finger. You mean to say that the stylish scarf is actually just a tablecloth? This is the great detective's office, after all, a place of miraculous deductions. Would you expect anything less? No, I would not. Yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Bruno. Thus concludes Ryunosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. So then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
Objection!
Holy frick! An admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance. Mr. Sholmes, if you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction... Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret. She is, from the look on her face. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. He's freaking alive! Ah, well, I guess I have to, like, cancel the fireworks show. So I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup. It must have been smashed when Professor McToba opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seem to have broken here. But now that the deduction has taken a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her great secret is something else. Let's put our observational skills to work here one final time then. Oh, Iris! Oh! Yo, let me see that. Look, there seems to be more papers there. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray? The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an official Scotland Yard document. What? But why would Iris have... We must ask her. An official Scotland Yard document.
Take that!
Give me that document! You were attempting to abscond with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective. Oh no. We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today, and Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy reports of Clint von Zieks had gone missing. Clint von Zieks? Yes, I do seem to recall. That some years ago, I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? You mean it was you, Iris? So those papers you have there are... Oh, Iris! I'm sorry. No! Forget me! No, Iris, no! To hide the case file. Iris, no! Oh. No, Cat, shut up! I'm trying to... I'm crying over here. No, Iris. Oh. Hold on, I'll be right back. I hired this man to... I don't freaking know. Okay, I'm back. Whee! Give me more lore. Alright. In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Sherlock Sholmes. Bro is built different. I just hope Mikoto was fine. I'm sorry, Hurley. Do you mean this autopsy report really is? Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important. Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris? Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I'd been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's. Oh. The writing? Your father's writing? What do you really mean? Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about. Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes, what is it? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the seat has been somewhat forgotten. We forgot about the corpse. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I need you to help me bring this guy down the stairs and into the back. We need to hail a cab so we can bury the body. Father! Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Oh, yes, of course. I'll help you carry him up. So will I. No, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brood to stew. Because there's no better way of make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder, perhaps that was deliberate. I just gave a side eye. Don't worry about it. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris the chance to talk more freely. We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris and find out what's going on. Hi, Iris. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father? I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner. Yes, and that notes about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest. That's right. Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet. That's one way of describing it. Oh yeah, that is one way of describing it. Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like. Well, that's only natural. You're just like any other girl of your age. I read that Daddy was a professor in medical science, so I studied and took my degree too. Well, that's only natural, I suppose. In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though. Yeah, getting a medical degree at age 10 is crazy. But there was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name. His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he'd made about his work with Hurley. But then one day... That's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right? Yes. So, it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. When I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself. Because it's the same as the writing you'd see on your father's case notes. Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that that was the first and last time we'd be allowed to even look at it there. Or here. So you decided to steal it. When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's. And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report read Dr. John H. Wilson. So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at last. I see. Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories, all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley. I decided there and then that I'd write the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you. I'm gonna cry too! Oh no, Iris is... Yeah, I mean, her father died at it was the very first case, so... I could see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. I must apologize, Cyrus. This is really all my fault. Hurley? I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret. I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gory and apologize. I promise. Yes, we'll go together, I think. Then, let me look after it for you until we get there. Ah, frick, I missed a lot. Let's look at the... Let's look at this real quick. Actually, wait. Let me look at something else real quick. There was something... Huh. Okay, let's look at this. Victim, name Clint Von Zeeks, age 33. Holy frick, I think Barrick is the same age. Now. Time of death, 31st May, between 9 p.m. and midnight. Observations, death from a single stab wound to the heart, other superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. Or indicative. What the fudge? Additional notes, recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring fingers of the right hand, but no document in corresponding ink was found. Autopsy findings, vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the autopsy procedure. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body. John H. Wilson. Is this gonna show me? No. No? Okay, well. No reason why I'm looking. There's no reason. Let's just continue on. I must go and water my herbs, I think. I'll see you all later. Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still. What? How? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes? Oh, wait, no, wait, here we go. Mr. Sholmes? Oh, dear me. So, you've noticed, I see. But that would mean... What on earth's the matter, Mr. Sato? You've turned white as a sheet. It's this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Wilson's at all. Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that? Because I know this writing very well. This writing, it's my father's. What? Professor Mikitoba's? Indeed, it's true. And now you know, my dear fellows. Boom! This really just like changed the trajectory of all this, huh? No, I don't know anything. What on earth does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. Your partner! Gay as heck. So, this autopsy report is actually penned by Professor Mikitoba then? But that makes no sense! It's not possible, surely! Not possible, my dear fellow! Pray, take a deep breath and think again. Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense. It does. 10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikitoba engaged? Of course, he was an assistant to Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document. In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end. I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson. Which is very understandable, of course. What a complicated situation. Now, about your partner. Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits. Yes, the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, written by Iris. And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Does he really exist or not? You've come straight to the point, I see. And please come straight to the answer. Like, cause he's just like, he's dancing around this freaking question. Like, oh, this is no big deal. This is a big deal, Sholmes. I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade and the only person I could truly have called a friend. And maybe more. What? Huh? And what did this partner of yours truly make a did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest? Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely. So, where's your partner now? We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. But if this autopsy report and the records of all of your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion. Pray, impress me. Like, try me. Your partner would have to be Yujin Mikotoba. In other words, Mr. Sato's father. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? You are coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. You mean to say... Allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner, Mikotoba. Holy frick! Now this is the John Watson of this game, motherfrickers! He dresses like Watson, yeah. Sholmes, you need to freaking explain though that if this is Iris' father. Professor Mikotoba! He's finally recovered, he's not dead! Y'all gay as heck. Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson? No, my dear. I'm still my old self, Eugene Mikotoba, your father. Oh, of course. This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in. What the lore? The lore! Look at them! I just gotta say, 10 years split apart, how the frick has Sholmes made any money with his stupid deductions? I must say though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. No freaking kidding, man. I still remember the first time we met. Pray, remind me. When was it again, Miss Mikotoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Yes, quite. 16 years ago. I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital. Some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. That's right. So I decided I needed someone to share the lodging and the expense. And was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for little gain. And the situation of our cohabitation led us to pursuing cases together, you see. This is how Holmes and Watson meet in a study in Scarlet. Really? I guess, yeah, that makes sense. They had to like put a lot of references from like the books to the game. So that makes sense. Hard to believe it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. But in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous case of cases presented itself. The case with words. The case with which you've become rather familiar yourselves. The professor killings. After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home. Hardly surprising, given the circumstances. So there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest. This is just amazing. Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Sholmes' famous partner. Yeah, so that makes like them like passed out on the couch like 100 times funnier for me. Father, goodness, my dear, what a cutting look. As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you are the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now. And that is, you know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father. Of course, I'd almost forgotten about that one. He's just like, yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I should have seen this coming, I suppose. Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes? That is indeed what I told young Iris. But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris' father must be you! On my word, Mr. Sato, you are coming along wonderfully as well. You too have hit upon the method at last! No, Sholmes! You finally grasped the art of deduction. What? What you've always told me, father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago. You left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour in Britain. This is making him look so bad. Oh, God. And I've always accepted that. But all this about Iris. Oh, there it is. Sato-san's ice-cold stare. No, now hold on a minute. It was very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think. He's just digging himself a freaking rabbit hole, bro. Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is. There it is. Now the ice go from ice cold to hot, red hot. Just before she... No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man. Sholmes is just laughing his butt off in his own head, like, yeah, this is hilarious. Where's Mr. Gumshoe? He's not existed yet. Cause I think we're in. Wait, what freaking year are we in? Like 1899 or something? Like, Gumshoe has not existed yet. He's not born. Who is this Gumshoe you speak of? I only know, freaking Tobias Gregson. Sholmes is like laughing his freaking butt back there, just like, yeah, this is hilarious. This is how I wanted this reunion to go. That's quite enough, my fiery fellows. Finally, you stepped in to help him. Mr. Sholmes, when did he get all dressed up? He hasn't changed! Even though he technically has! He's wearing the freaking kimono, which honestly, that's... Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Miktoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion. But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go? Why, my dear madam? Is that not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. No, so, get your coat, Miktoba. The game is afoot! Holy frick. The music! Yes! The mask is on his head when he's normally in his outdoor gear. Oh, yeah, okay. I completely forgot about the mask. But, Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage waits downstairs already. You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really, I visit our home after 10 long years. Partners, the game is afoot. Yes! I've been listening to this song non-stop. I love it so much, especially the initial version of it. I love this song. I visit her home. They're married, Your Honor. They are partners. And when I opened that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably passed out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all this. Father, please, go with Mr. Sholmes now. What? I've no doubt whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interest. I trust you. Completely. Susato. And sending the great detective and his great partner off on renowned adventures together. It's more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams. Very well then. We'll speak again later. So, I believe our own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow. Yes, Naruhodo, good luck in battle, and in reaching a decision. A decision about whether to go back to Japan, I suppose.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth. And that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
I wish I could have ended this off last stream, but freaking OBS decided to be dumb with the German song. Or whatever, but you know, we're here now. We're going to be playing the next case. Yeah. We're playing the next case right now. I'm probably not going to finish it tonight. I don't know, now unless I'm just that crazy again. I already saved, frick. Final chapter, the Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. We are just here. Okay. I'm gonna take like a short little break. I need to like refill my drink and everything. I'll be right back, but probably like chat a little bit and then we'll continue playing. I'm gonna get a drink, so. Let me make sure nothing freaking, actually wait, do I? What's this? What is this? You know that's not. Have you done your Windcraft yet? I did do mine today. I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, I was like, did I? Like, oh no, yeah, I did. Wait, do I? What's the other? What's this other one? That's not okay. Yo, I had like something else here. I don't know where it is. Oh wait, there. You can never save too often. Yeah. All the saves are just like one thing, and it's just Shum's getting punched in the gut. Yeah, okay, here's Clavier Cube to have loading screen. Alright, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Clap your Gavin, spin key. I know, like, someone's made, like, a whatever cutout thing to have a paper cube of, like, all the characters. Or most of them. I don't know why. But I respect it. Like... Actually, I know that recently, like, a few weeks ago, I think it was before the Game Awards, that Capcom had, or there was, like, announcements that, like, some of, like, Capcom's games was finally going to be, like, core IPs. Ace Attorney being one of them, I'm like, oh, like, we might actually get, like, another game or something. Ah, no, frick off, man. Get that robot out of here. Get that bot out. Making me lose my train of thought, punk. But it was like, it was a bunch of games getting core IPs. I know Mega Man, like, they're getting a new game, which, when that announcement that some of Capcom's games was becoming core IPs, I said to my brother, like, oh, they're going to announce, like, one of the a new game for one of those at the Game Awards. And they did. They announced Mega Man 17, I think. Was it 17 or 12? Wait, frick. Oh, let me look. Mega Man. I keep on wanting to say Mega Mind. I'm like, no, that's not. Mega Man Dual Overdrive. That's the new game. Which it's been like 7-9 years since, like, Mega Man had a new game or something. I've never played the games before. But I knew that they were gonna announce, like, some new game if they're making some of their games core IPs. Which I think my brother said that he was surprised that Mega Man wasn't a core IP already because of, like, how, like, big it is, I guess. And I get why Ace Attorney really isn't, because even though, like, there are so many things that make reference to Ace Attorney, it just, it's still niche, because, like, you don't know, like, the lore or anything. You just know Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth being gay as heck for each other or something. 2018 Mega Man 11, yeah. Yeah, okay. Why did I say Mega Man 17? What? I'm like thinking of Final Fantasy or something. I think I was just thinking of Final Fantasy. But what was that about? Oh yeah, like Ace Attorney is kind of niche, like, when you think about it. Even though there's, like, a lot of reference to it, someone be like, wouldn't know that's a reference to a thing. They'd be like, oh, just attorneys, say an objection and whatnot. No, it's Ace Attorney reference. Which, me looking back at like some of Jaden Animation's videos and realizing that there were some Ace Attorney references in there until I didn't know until after I started playing. I'm like, yeah, see, I didn't know that. I wouldn't know that at all. There's probably other things I've seen way before that had, oh jeez, wait, hold on. Let me get rid of Clavier Cube. Get rid of him real quick. There's probably other things like, oh, Henry Stickmin. I think that's probably like maybe one of the earliest things of Ace Attorney reference I could go back to from what I've seen. I don't know. Like, maybe there's something way older. I'm like, oh, that was an Ace Attorney reference. Okay, then. But I do hope that they are making a new game. Either that, which I don't think they're gonna do, make a Professor Layton remaster, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright remaster, just like they did with like Investigations and the other games. Okay, what? Do I want the PNG to? Yeah, let's have this. Let's have my PNG back. Hey, I'm here, guys. Look at all the charms. Look at all of them. I still have Trip there. I'm just like trying to look and like where's the image? Is this it? No, that ain't it. Is this it? Nope. No, wait. No, there it is. No, this is the actual photo, guys. Alright. Oh, we didn't look at the trunk! Hold on! No, I need to see this! I didn't look inside this punk! I completely forgot because I wanted to talk to Gina and ask her about the fish and chips! Okay. Let me look at this punk. Let's have a look inside. Okay. Yo. Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind. Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged. Whoever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. I wonder how it happened. Look, there's something inside. Ooh, let's see. It appears to be a passport, authorizing him to travel overseas. Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad then? Perhaps the date of departure might tell us something. That was... Oh, what is it? It was for travel on 31st October, just one day before the incident. What? Really? Give me the passport. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered. Oh, hello. Look at this dark stain here. Do you think... Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood. I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means that this was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. It's the most logical conclusion, yes. To think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips. That's a freaking crazy grease stain, not gonna lie, man. Can I look at the thing there? Yeah, give me that. Do you see that? There's something stuck in the inside of the trunk there. It's glinting. It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. But it's wedged in so tightly I can't remove it. Well, don't cut yourself. You'd better leave it, I think. Okay, sharp metal. Can I check everything? It's a bunch of pockets right there. Okay, oh wait, frick. Now give me this. I wanna see this. Frickin' passport. What? Name Tobias Gregson. Date departure within 1 week from 31st October. Port of Dunkirk, France. Purpose of travel, police business. Notes permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Well, he mentioned about taking Gina with him to France, but... Passport number ACD 0522. Arthur Conan Doyle. Oh! Oh, that's actually so cool. That That's actually neat. Man, they really like went all out with like with going back. Like, okay, now I really want to read the books. Jeez, like I need to read them. Oh. Okay. I'm back. I don't think we'll need this. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is the last case. Things are gonna go great, guys. It's gonna be fine. Alright. So the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Mrs. Sato. Oh. Mrs. Sato? Oh! Oh no! What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but... I'm so sorry. Of course, I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but... No, Miss Sato! Holmes fully entered the public domain 2023. I've started reading them at Gutenberg.org. Okay, I'll have to check that out later. Wait. Really? 2023? Jeez! Okay. Dang. No, Susato. I shan't let you down. Would you mind having me to my feet then? Oh dear, I'm really very sorry. Susato-san isn't her usual self at all. That's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention... Good morning, sir. Lord Von Zeeks. Dude, we had like a whole thing. Lord drop. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday. Did I hear that correctly? What? Oh, no, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Lord Von Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Good point. The Reaper, I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tactic acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all of this. But you're not to blame for that, Lord Von Zeeks. It's only because serious crimes in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. I mean, I believe that. That having been slain by that evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod. To wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we've heard that story too. When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public. He was obviously extremely important to you. Lord Clint von Zeeks. Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. Actually, wait, no, you wanna see his autopsy report? Actually, no, he probably would have seen it already. Or seen it before. What was... I would like that evidence. Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, but I can see it in your eyes. That burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Holy frick. Thank you. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh, Iris, when did you get here? Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head. I thank you. Aww. This makes me really sad because there's a freaking, like, DLC case. And I wish that was in this game, but it's in Japanese. Aww. That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris. Oh? Sort of subdued, I suppose. I am not! What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Sykes' laboratory. Alright then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying? I thought you wanted to watch today's proceedings. Well, I like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready. Get ready? For what? Oh yes! Would you take this? Isn't that one of the little felt dolls that's usually dangling from your knapsack? Yes, it's Lucky Charm. A little Hurley that I made once. A Hurley? It looks more like a Hairley to me. If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can. What? Pull his ears? That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it. You think what we'll need is luck? I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom, and it seemed very different to normal. Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean? What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was all out all night and he had to come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see. Was Professor Mikotoba out all night too, do you think, Mr. Sato? Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all. They? Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean. Judge Jigoku too. That's right. nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once. Good luck, Bruno. Good luck, Susie. Yes, thanks, Iris. And you too, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well. Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing. Oh, I'm so glad. We must go inside now, Lord Von Zieks. I can't wait for this circus. Lord Von Zieks has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Osogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. There are cold stares piercing me like knives from all sides today. Mr. Naruhodo, look! Lord Strongheart! Frick you, mother fricker! I hate you! Frickin', what's his name? How did I forget this man's name? Yo, I forgot this one, the chief frickin'... No, I need to remember his name, because I'm gonna frickin'... How did I forget this guy's name? It's gonna bother me if I don't remember this man's name because, like... Damon Gant! God, I don't know why that took me a second. I knew it started with a freaking G. Damon Gant looking mother fricker. They're 100% related. You cannot tell me otherwise. Okay. Yeah, this is a circus now. This court's a circus, and I'm the clown. Lord Strongheart. Kazuma must have known beforehand. The ramifications of his trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a close trial, and one over which I, Male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. The six Joe's flames just... As with the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary... words, what? Assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. Yeah! Totally. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Von Zeeks. You were a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact. Oh, you really had to hit that. Okay. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Beric Von Zeeks, who officially stands accused of murder. This man. You gotta stop aura farming, alright? Counsels for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors of Scotland Yard. Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice, Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work when in fact he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to deposing as Gregson whilst investigating the Head-Rated League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This is based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Soki. I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details. But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday that the time of death was 5 p.m. on 1st November. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. If there's evidence to support the idea, we must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this update report is deemed to be accurate, it will give renewed significance to the movements of the victim the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes, especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now. Oh god. Okay, hold on. I look back at Discord for 1 minute and I'm so confused. Okay, no, I'm not looking at Discord. Okay. I'm gonna fight Lord Strongheart. I may be 5 foot whatever the frick. Well, but that will not stop me from punching this man. Okay. State your name and occupation for the court. Ah, frick. Wait, what? What did I do? Oh, I paused the thing. Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting, representative of Scotland Yard. As self-conferred rank, but never mind. Gina, again? What's your problem, Modo? What's with that Gina again? Look, eh? The boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did. Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean? He got me out the back slums of the East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Oh, Gina. Right, all out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes. No. Look. I think he really cared for her, like, for God's sake. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face, Lord Strongheart knew. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report. Coming right up, sir. All Yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss is looking into some smuggled goods stealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, there's witness what saw the Reaper at that place too. Smuggled goods? How to know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines. Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of a regular black market that takes place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets. It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigation being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority, without the Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. On the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. That can't be! We haven't heard anything about any of this! Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question the accused, Beric von Zieks, was present. That would be very significant testimony then. Oh my, but Lord von Zieks has made no mention of this at all. In short, Lord von Zieks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then, counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Okay.
Hold it!
So, you follow orders, do you, Gina? Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see? Oh. The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing. So, errands more than orders then. This detective is still an apprentice after all. Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first.
Hold it!
So you went through Inspector Gregson's things? Yup, as part of the independent illustrated investigation. I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you were taking the initiative. So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight down the street. This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else. The prosecutor understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook. You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby. We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom. That's impressive. So that's when I went to hide myself when no one else could find me so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Because if anyone at the yard had found me out, they'd have turfed me straight down on the street. I've given it now though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, I would never have found it. Wait, then... I cannot remember if this was mentioned in the last case, but I'll mention it. I'll mention it anyway. Like, didn't I know that it's not like believable for anyone like to think, because Zeke's was investigating Gregson before, so maybe that's why he was, yeah, that's why he was just there. That's why he was there, to see if Gregson was. According to that, the boss is looking into some smuggled good dealings that day.
Hold it!
Do you have any idea of where those dealings were taking place? Yup. It was out there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings. I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. And I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now. Can't I show you what I can do? Go on, what's the arm? The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. I want to see. This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. Smile. As I explained, there's some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Zuma. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into the black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive. Alright then, I get to show off my reading skills. Apparently the smuggled goods deal is gonna happen in a gentleman's club called the Grouse. Where? I got my nose. God, this cold weather. Oh, jeez. My freaking alarm. Jesus Christ. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, oh wait, did I did. Oh wait, this is a new case, so wait, yeah, let me make sure I have this information. Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS okay, yeah, there we go, yeah. I was like, the grouse, I know I read this somewhere. That's his grouse. First cabin 1001. Yokohama departure 11th September. London arrival 1st November. That's the boat that Professor Megatoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it's called a Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover. It's all coming together. I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Bira. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Okay. What could I've... Ah, no. Okay, yeah, I read this. Alright.
Objection!
I've read about these clubs that existed here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted. Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Alright, prosecutor, freaking... Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings are definitely happening at a club called The Grouse? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on 31st October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. And I'll do it again, alright? Frick off. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship. You think it's a ship? I have the evidence to prove it. Here. Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit trustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. Why didn't you... Okay. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon steamship. Yes. The S is grouse. There we go, gamers.
Objection!
So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say there's a flaw in your logic there. Oh no, I got another piece of evidence to back me up, for God's sake. Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port. The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st November. Oh, did I skip something? Did I skip something? No I didn't. Alright. The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection.
The fact that the steamship hadn't yet to reach Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Words. Very well. In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on 31st October. Oh, I didn't look at the charm. Look at the Benui. What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. I'm at the climax of this. Like, I'm like, nah, I want to look at the Benui. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are vertically boring into the poor doll's ears. Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now? I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience. But I want to know. Look at the Banui! Oh my god! Okay. Passport, let's go.
Take that!
What's this? Passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated 31st October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country. This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who is on board, at the port of Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean you knew about this? The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at London Club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal why I believe that's something to be. What are you playing at, Prosecutor Sogi? I was getting ticked off. A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all facts, without exception. Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? What on earth are you saying, counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was in fact acting for the Reaper. So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was, obviously, an assassination. Beric von Zieks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice. And you claim that was Inspector Gregson. I realized that, like, the way his, like, face looks, it's making the, like, freaking Ace Attorney, like, shine thing. And you claim that was Inspector Gregson. What? hell you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Von Zeeks. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. Beric Von Zeeks is not the Reaper. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh, and you have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel? Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Professor Mikitoba and Judge Goku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny? You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. His mission ended in failure. Failure? It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector Gina Lestrade. What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier, that doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all the bugglers what got taken out had coming, the boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina, I'm gonna cry! There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. He may just be an apprentice, but if you've spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again. As a representative of Scotland Yard, consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't... I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court... You'll tell the court why your alarm's going off. You will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates, and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was 31st October. It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. There was a notebook about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or summit. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper. That's all. I'm gonna cry. I love her so much. Keep personal opinions out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What can't I deny? The notebook contained the name of the final mark, and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper. So, who was to be this final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on 31st October. How do you read this then? Reading's still not her strong suit. That ain't the problem, alright, Dodo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read. So it's someone from overseas. Let me have a bash at it. Seishiro, is it? Yeah, Seishiro. Oku, you maybe? What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku. But it's Judge Jigoku. I keep like, it's like a freaking tongue twister, Judge Jigoku. God freaking dang it. Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name. You're right.
Objection.
But that can't be right. I know it's Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and returned to British shores. The Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector, personally. The Reaper, of course, being the accused, Barrick von Zeeks. It's an undeniably logical argument. Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you? Sir? He's all farming! Why do you have that? Why do you have that? Why are you doing this? Pray to forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice whilst I stand accused of murder. I love this. He's like, frick this. I'm just going all out. Oh my goodness, I love this game so much. Lord von Zeeks! The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective. What? No, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector. Repeating rumors heard about the yard, reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony, it's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Fun fact, Von Zeek's leg maneuver was originally conceived for Gato in Ace 23, but was too complex to implement on the Game Boy Advance. I remember reading that and finding that out or something. I'm like, oh dear God, if like they did implement that for Gato, I think people would freak out. I mean, they still implement it. It's just freaking Zeke's doing it. There's like, There's like concept art of like Zeke's doing that like maneuver or something. But it was like when he was younger. Actually, no, there's like art that I have. I don't know where it is though. I think I have my screen, in my wallpaper stuff. Where it's like him and Clint doing the same thing. Barrick and Clint against the tree. Yeah, that one. Like, yes, you need to do this maneuver in court. Like, really throw off the defense. I mean, who the frick does that? But I'm glad that, like, we just got Gado just chucking coffee cups at Phoenix. That's hilarious. Your hatred of me is understandable. Like, yeah, you know, fair enough. In your mind, I'm sure I'm the Reaper who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. Well, it was supposed to be freaking Strongheart, but who's there? But, like, you know, we gonna overlook that. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself by attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say? Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance. My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to testimony just given by the witness. Oh, I'm scared of you. There's even a plushie of Coffee Nix. I want that. I want all the plushies, but like... either... Actually, no, most of them are in Japan, but there are some that I can buy. Because I have the Blue Badger plush from Fangamer. I have that. I have it on my shelf. Which I didn't realize until I didn't realize it had the music in it, in the music box. Actually, recently, because it was like Black Friday sale, I was able to get the, even though it's in Japanese, the art books for the Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2. I got those. During Black Friday. And, oh my goodness, I just remembered. There was like freaking standees of like all the characters from the Great Ace, from both games of like the Great Ace Attorney, right? Whole collection. And what kills me, from out of all the standees they had, it was like of all like the characters, even like the freaking background characters are only there in one case. There's just freaking Baby Ido, as a standee. And I'm like, this is the funniest thing ever. I want that on my desk. Like, it's just a freaking concept art Baby Ido. Like, why? Why did you make this a standee? This man's freaking... Why does he have a unicorn? I'm like rambling. Where the frick am I going? Oh yeah, dude's pondering like, do I let this guy speak? Very well, I'll make an exception and grant the request. Defense Defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. And allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination immediately. Lock in! At once, my lord. Okay. Yeah, I may have forgotten like a little bit of information because I'm thinking of like little baby Ido. Ido no sir. Wait. This book has a lot of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper. Not you and all. That's the only explanation, is it? Or is it? Words. He's listening. Like, okay. There's a meme I saw where it's like it's Zeke's like this, right? But it's like, if you laugh, you go to heck. Like. Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook said what he found out. If I may, when originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial. But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes, those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. One arm? What's he on about? The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them alone. The Reaper is an organization, with you as its head. He just said the Reaper, not any... Sir, I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location. You knew it said grouse. Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate, alone. So that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there. But of course, the inspector was not there, because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship dock on the northern coast of France. France. Ah, it's France, yes. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago. Oh, no, it's... Alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Okay.
Hold it!
Names of victims, dates, places, and stuff. What in particular? Well, besides the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up. What other name was that? It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name, written over and over again. You mean Asa Shin? Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours of Summit's, isn't she? Were you even listening yesterday? Asa Shin. The assassin. Holy frick, yeah, that's her name. Yeah, the assassin. What? Like, a killer, you mean? Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. I just get pinged. What? Oh. Okay, something I just realized, because I was confused about this before, because I was very much expecting for Zeeks to react mid-conversation when Gina would speak, you know? And I don't think he does this at any point. But he waits, like, for when they're done speaking, instead of just reacting out of the blue like everyone else would to like some kind of information. Because if she mentioned like Asa Shin, like someone would react like, wait, I know that person. But he waits though. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Whether or not it's really fricked up, then perhaps what it said on the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been clearly the assassin who is meant to take Seishiro Jigoku's life? Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that listed Grouse and Seishiro Jigoku, what name was written? Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens. What? It just had like a question mark to somewhat there, I think. In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. That's because she freaking died! Which, my god! But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not? Oh, how infuriating! A nameless assassin. It said Grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark.
Hold it!
And you're saying that the mark is listed was Seishiro Jigoku? That's what it said! Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your name was odd. So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. What? Words. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago, studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. He broke a freaking, he broke the witness stand. last time. And said some really inappropriate things. Last time as well, when he was here. So, Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, after that fateful case. Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor case, his reputation was organized. His reputation was organized immediately. The mystery of why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook. Yeah. I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in here got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking. Just keep yapping, alright?
Hold it!
What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no criminal. Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the professor case, I'm sure. Yes, of course. You're right. I love how I mentioned stuff and it's like, yeah, it's getting brought up. Sashiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took this to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. It was a pitiful situation, yes! Oh, jeez! Oh yeah, he had to... Oh yeah, he was there for that, wouldn't he? I'd forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens. You did? Ah. It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor proceedings, you see. But he was equated after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to the stand. And therefore you have it. Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in the court. Guilty or innocent alike. Gina? Freaking, Saseki? or Mr. Natsume? No! Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination? The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is. Come on, that's absurd! To take someone's life for that! Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have been found innocent. And Hairbrain. Oh yeah, and Hairbrain. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot about Hairbrain as well. Oh yeah, why would freaking Zeeks be like, yo, you need to get the frick out and back to Germany? Like, if he was the Reaper. Bro. Clearly the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension. But... Right, I've had just about enough of this. Gina? All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people? It's cobblers. Come on, Odo. Yes? Why ain't you saying nothing? Why Why ain't you yelling out objection or something? What? You've gotta find a flaw. You do, usually. Someone that I knew, no question. You gotta work out who it is. Please, for the boss. I love her so much. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so sorry, Gina. That outburst was an insult to the court and your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. Frick off! Oh, I'm gonna throw hands! Frick you! Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato! I'm just throwing tomatoes at him. Frick you. Grace to investigations, Barrick and Gina. Yes, please. I would love that so much. Please. I'm throwing tomatoes at freaking Strongheart. I almost call him Damon Gant. Like, he reminds me so much of Gant. Like, when I first saw this man, I'm like, I already freaking hate you. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant cards, Mr. Straight. Nah, frick you. Is that clear? I've had it with the lot of ya. It's lovely as every bleeding place you look in this world, isn't it? Well, I've had enough. Gina. So have I, after that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind. To do what, Mr. Naruhodo? There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd. Do you mean... I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna cry. Frick. What? Oh, to help, we gotta find a flaw somewhere. Oh, she changed her thing. With one more Shulms and Mikitova chapters. Oh my goodness. That would be, yeah. It'd be cool to have like a past investigation when if you're playing as like Shulms and Mikitova or something. Or like present. It's like, oh hey, they go back to Japan or something. Or not Japan, Britain, frickin'. Though Herlock Shulms in Japan would be frickin' amazing to see. Like, either Great Ace Attorney investigations, or, Ace Attorney 7, or some other thing, like... Investigations 3 for Ace Attorney. Look, I just want Gumshoe back, like... Dude's been missing for, like, years now, and he's only been mentioned, like, a couple times, Wait, what was the last no mention of him? I don't know if the DLC case freaking counts, because I don't think that's canon. It would have to been Duel of Destinies or something. I'm getting pinged! Woo! What's that? What the fudge? I look back at Discord, I'm so confused. Okay. Also, Trip, if you're watching the stream, I saw what you sent in, like, in that. I saw that GIF and I hate you. In Universe, Gumshoe's last appearance is at Zakrama's trial and Apollo Justice. Yeah, last appearance, but any mention of him? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, jeez. Oh jeez, I just got, like, jump scared. What was that one about? Like, okay, oh yeah. Well, yeah, his last appearance was in Apollo Justice with the Zakamari trial. But any mention of him was in last mention of him was technically in Duel of Destinies. What was it when Phoenix like made a comment to Miles like, "Oh, I've heard you've been you did your own investigations like back in the day," and he's like, "Oh well, someone's paycheck's getting docked." Like, that's the only like vague mention of like Gumshoe. At least I'm hoping, because like who else is he docking their pay? Like. Alright, hold on. I'll be right back. This might take a bit.